Hello friends, this is Jesse. Now we're back at it with Finding My Wings this year, and I am a person that believes in doing the fundamentals. So this year, our garage door, which is this old home builder rebranded Liftmaster unit, died. So the main drive gear in here actually destroyed itself and rendered our garage door useless unless you just put it up and down manually. So today, really quickly, as a fundamental, before we start doing any car stuff, we're gonna fix the garage door so we can get in and out of the garage and keep cleaning up our workspace after it's been in winter mode for the last, I don't know what it's been, 5 years of winter it seems like this year. So let's get right into it. So the first step here is to get us set up. So I wanna put this down. And we are going to plug it back in and we're gonna try to figure out if this door is currently in up or down mode. So to do that, we're gonna climb up our little ladder here and we're gonna plug this bad boy in. And so it won't work properly. We got our lights on and everything like that. And I have my remote thing down here. And so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk over to the sensors and try to figure out if this is up or down mode right now. Okay, so it should be in up mode now. It was trying to go down. I put my foot in the way, it stopped and it reversed itself. So either way, this thing is gonna be a little bit out of whack. So we're gonna have to retune it at the end, but we wanna have it in down mode if possible, because it's not actually working as you can see. And our next step is actually going to be to unplug this again. We don't want it on when we're doing this. After that, I am personally, for my unit, gonna take 2 13s and just loosen the heck out of this until we can actually get the chain to come off here. I'm just gonna mark where this was actually sitting with a little bit of grease here and save our net. Okay, so now we should be able to pull this chain right off. And there we go. And it can just support itself here, basically. Gonna drop our cords out of the way. And we're gonna take all of the housing off of here now. So for me, I believe this is a 7 mil. We're just gonna loosen her up. Now, we can just pull this whole thing right off. Whew, look at that dust. Whew, look at that dust. Looks like we had a gear eat itself. So I'm just gonna... And we'll set this down. Okay, so let's look at what we got here. Now if we come up here, you can pretty clearly see that all the gears basically ate themselves up. And so this is fine, but this main gear is dead. You can just spin it basically. And so it gave up somewhere in the process, which is why this probably went out of calibration, because we didn't realize until a little bit too late. So let's fix it. Okay, so now we're going to take the bolts out that are holding the actual gear in place with the 5/16. Okay, so we pull this little guy out here. Perfect. So now we should be able to just grab this from the top. Give it a little bit of help. And pull it right at the top. All right. So now you can see our problem here. This gear ate itself, and right about here is where it gave out. And so we had the force turned up pretty high because this is an old door. Done my best to grease it, but it still needed some help. So I think it kind of over torqued itself to a degree and killed its gear. But luckily, we have all of this brand new in that box over here. So let's look at our parts. So for me, this is the Liftmaster 41 C42 20A, I guess. And so in our box, the main piece, of course, is going to be its big main gear set. But in here we should also have some lithium grease and some other replacement parts if this wasn't our problem. So for now, we're really just going to be replacing this unit here. As you can see, it actually has a little bit different lock on it. I'm going to take this out. We're going to take our lithium grease out. I'm not really replacing anything else here today. This is an old house and an old door. I'll keep the parts around in case it fails again, but I really just want this grease and this gear. So you can see here, same gear, same size, but brand new. So to prep this, we're going to take our cap off again. We're going to pull this off. We're going to take some of our lithium grease and just all around the gear here. All right, so let's get our parts back over here. Okay, so we're going to take our lubed up gear and we're just going to drop it right down in here until it maxes out its seat. Like so. We're gonna take this tuning gear and put it right back on here. And you gotta line it up so the holes match. And just gonna lock it in here. So now we might have to rotate this a little bit until the holes align. Like so. Hopefully you can see that. Trying out the new GoPro here. Trying out to make sure that we get a proper POV. Now let's put a couple of these in and see how it goes. Okay, so this was a pain in the ass to get this one in here, but we're done. It's all screwed in. The worm gear itself looks pretty good, so I'm just gonna put some grease on it. And we should be okay. There's not really much reason that we would leave this up, so we're gonna put the chain back on, try to get it in the spot where it died, and then we will tighten the chain, and we should be getting pretty close here. All right, put our cap on here. Cool, this is on as hard as it can be. Let's put our shielding back on. We're calibrated up here, we're put back together here, and so we should be mostly there. If this is calibrated properly, it should just work. If not, then we'll basically have to let it do its thing for one round, uncalibrate it, and put these all the way back up to max and max, and then just reset the calibration, which will take probably 30 minutes. I'm not going to put that in the video, but that's basically how it works. So let's see what we can do. Just gonna let it hang for a minute. I have my remote. And let's see what it is. So I'm going to open this up to where it was when it died. Sound warning. And let's see what happens. All right, let's pause it there. So it is trying to go too far both ways right now. So what I'm going to do is when we're going up, I'm gonna try to loosen it. Whoop, and I'm gonna need this because we're gonna be hitting this over and over and over again, basically. See where it goes. Okay, so it maxed down properly. Let's see what it maxes up. That's actually eerily perfect. If it goes too much further, because this is an old unit, it will get stuck. And I put a line on it somewhere that says where the max is, and the max is right here. It stops right here. That last, inch or half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, doesn't matter to me. Just make sure it goes down properly. Perfect. It's not complaining. It has a proper travel. And it's about perfect. So I think we fixed our garage door. So this was my first real POV style video with the GoPro. Again, we're trying to get our fundamentals. You gotta clean your workspace, you gotta prep your workspace before you do anything to the car. We've got a bunch of parts coming in for the FRS and a bunch of things here, including some fancy stuff I think you're gonna like to see. And so now this opens us up to be able to do a bunch more videos, and I can get in and out of my garage when I'm leaving without an issue. So, see the little ridge of my nose from the GoPro sitting in POV mode, so I'm gonna have to fix that. I look like ass because I just woke up for the most part today and wanted to get this done while it's a little bit warm out and before I do my weekend stuff. Our garage door is working. Hey, this is a rental house, so I'm not rebuilding it, I'm not replacing it, I don't really care. This was about 20 bucks in parts, and I think totally this maybe took me 45 minutes because I'm a super new at this. If you know what you're doing, you have the parts and you have all the hardware sitting out, you could probably do this in 15, 20 minutes, no problem. So we got a garage door back, we can get it out of the garage. Let's start doing things to the FRS and see how much fun we can have this year. So thank you very much for watching. This is Jesse with Fun on My Wings. I hope to see you back here soon. I'm glad you returned. Hope everybody's happy and healthy out there, and look forward to lots more cool videos this year. Thank you and have a good one.